Yo, what is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over the top 5 solo Tera raid Pokemon. These are Pokemon that you can solo a Tera raid with whenever you are playing on your own, offline, online, doesn't matter. And these are incredibly potent Pokemon. So if you guys enjoyed this kind of content, please be sure to let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. It greatly helps out with these videos. And thank you for the support already. Make sure to check out Patreon if you guys would like to support the channel beyond what's already on YouTube. And also make sure to check out Twitch, where we stream Tera raids live, along with the Discord where we host Tera raids. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so for the first Pokemon I wanted to talk about Miraidon. Miraidon is obviously a very strong Pokemon. It is the legend of Violet. It is super strong and obviously super potent in terms of its ability to deal damage. Now, this set is pretty much just utilizing its best tools, which is Electro Drift, which is its main source of offense, combined with its electric terrain that it sets along with the special attack boost that it gets. It's incredibly strong and you can utilize it to do a bunch of damage. Parabolic Charge is its alternative electric type move. This is when you're kind of in a pinch, you're low on health, your teammates aren't really healing you. Instead of you having to heal, you can just click Parabolic Charge and just heal back most of your health. Especially if you're Terrestrialized, you're going to be healing back a lot of the damage. Dragon Pulse is the coverage that you need to deal with certain other stuff like dragons that you might be running into and other Pokemon. And then on top of that, you have Metal Sound. If you have other Miraidon with Metal Sound in the lobby, what you can do is you can go for Metal Sounds spam, but obviously since this is solo, you can just Metal Sound it down yourself, right? But this set does work for both. But you know, for solo, you literally just spam Metal Sound and then you should just be able to Electro Drift or Dragon Pulse. It's a pretty reliable set. You shouldn't really have too much trouble beating raids with this Pokemon. Originally in this video, by the way, I was going to include like clips of me beating each kind of raid with these Pokemon, but I'm gonna do that on Twitch instead. So if you guys are interested in you know, seeing some Tera raids, make sure to check out the Twitch channel after this video is posted, or like it'll be at 8 p.m. EST when I'm gonna go live. So yeah, make sure to check that out. But anyways, that is the Miraidon set. Alright, so next up is Ceruledge. Ceruledge is a super cool Pokemon, first off. I think it has an incredibly cool design. But the Pokemon also has a lot of bulk, which allows it to just really sit in front of a lot of Pokemon during raids. And the nice thing as well with Ceruledge is that you can go for Swords Dance and Will-O-Wisp, which can really like make it impossible for opposing Pokemon to hit you. On top of that as well, because of its Flash Fire ability, it lets it wall opposing Fire-type Tera raids. So you could literally just bring this into like a Tera raid Pokemon that only has Fire-type moves and just win. On top of that as well, because of Will-O-Wisp, you just have incredible amounts of bulk and setup potential with Ceruledge, and it makes it like really easy to set it up in a raid, right? That too, the main thing that it can really do well, especially because of this metronome set. I'm sorry, I'm lowering the number a little bit. It's really bothering me how weird that looks. Anyways, what's really good about this set is how you can like spam Bitterblade over and over again, and the metronome continues to power you up. So you go for a Will-O-Wisp, you go for like 2 or 3 Swords Dances, and then you just click Bitterblade over and over and over again. And it makes it really tough for the opposing Pokemon to deal with you. Also, Fire Ghost has a unique number of resistances that make it a pretty interesting typing that kind of suits itself very well to this specific kind of meta with Tera raids, right? You can bring this into a lot of different Tera raids, and it's a pretty useful Pokemon as a whole. Overall, I would say that this set's incredibly strong, and when you bring it into the right teams, it is very easy to solo the 5 and 6 stars. So Iron Valiant is a very potent Pokemon that can actually do a lot of work when put in the right situations. So Iron Valiant specifically just has so much incredible damage with the Choice Specs item, where it's just able to absolutely destroy so many different Pokemon by just spamming Moonblast or spamming Aura Sphere over and over again. Thunderbolt and Energy Ball are on here if you're in a different raid with like friends, and this is like the best option that you have. And obviously, you know, you're like using maybe a Miraidon or something where you want to click Thunderbolt as well into a Tera Water raid. But most of the time, obviously for your single raids, you are just going to be clicking Moonblast or Aura Sphere. Single target like Moonblast with specs is absolutely incredible coming from Iron Valiant. Like, you do so much damage. And on top of that, once you Terrestrialize into Fairy type, they're very like little Pokemon that appreciate taking that much damage. This mon is incredibly good at chunking down 5 stars specifically, so this is like a big 5-star killer. I would say as 6 stars it can be a little bit challenging, but it, you know, it can work depending on what you're playing versus. But definitely in 5 stars, this thing will absolutely melt so many 5 stars because you're just able to spam Moonblast, you're able to spam Aura Sphere, and just does so much incredible damage. And it makes this Pokemon like so incredibly potent. And I think honestly, it's like my favorite out of the bunch, only because of just like how like cool it looks and like just how cool its moves are. But it's definitely, yeah, it's a very potent strategy, and you can use it to chunk down 5 stars pretty easily. Iron Hands is an incredibly strong option in terms of being able to solo raids. And the reasoning for that is because of its potent belly drum set, where it can pretty much just belly drum up and do a bunch of damage. Now, this EV spread is pretty much just meant to optimize its special bulk and just do as much damage as possible, because in Tera raids is very important. In Tera raids also, Pokemon aren't EV'd, so there's no point investing in defense and HP, because you already have such a high defense and HP stat. You just want to compensate for your weaker special defense stat. So there's basically nothing that you're like that the opposing Tera raid mon can exploit from your team, right? And it just makes it the Iron Hands very, very potent against any matchup. The Citrus Berry is so that when you go for the Drain Punch, for when you go for the Belly Drum, you obviously are just able to heal back your health, and then you're just able to go for, you know, a solid amount of damage. Also, I just noticed this while I was checking the set. Change the HP on this to 4 and change the defense to 0, because if you HP V in 4, then you have an even number for Citrus Berry, which is very important actually to making sure that you have the correct stat. So don't forget to do that, you know, if you are looking at the EVs. But it is a very, very solid set. It does a bunch of damage once you get a belly drum up, and you're able to do a ton with it. Drain Punch heals a bunch of health back, so once you terrestrialize into fighting type, basically Iron Hands becomes unkillable. And even when they remove your stat boost, you can just belly drum again because you have the Citrus Berry. So honestly, it's just a super potent mon. It's just super good in terms of what it can offer. And it's just a very, very good solo raid option, especially because you can just boost up yourself, get to +6 immediately, and just do a bunch of damage. So our final Pokemon, you either hate it or love it, but it is the meta. It is Gholdengo. Gholdengo is probably the best raid Pokemon right now for both individual and team raids, and it's specifically one of the best because of its unique toolkit of having both Metal Sound and Nasty Plot. And it's really good online because when you pair it with Berserker, so you can't do the 4 Berserker strat, but one of the more popular ones that's been happening is the Gholdengo with like 3 Metal Sound, then Steel Beam. And like this one's using Make It Rain because it's a solo raid Gholdengo, but I'm definitely gonna make a video where I talk about like some more compositions that are like popular, because the meta has obviously changed a bit for raids since last time I talked about the compositions. So it's gonna be cool to talk about that. But Gholdengo is a very, very solid Pokemon. Pretty much what you can do is you could just go for Metal Sound spam, and then just go for Nasty Plots, and then just absolutely unleash this giant Make It Rain on the opponent, and it does so much damage. You can almost like always beat 6-star raids with this too, as long as, because like basically your AI partners will always defense boost you turn 1, so you should always be able to do this. And with max HP, Gholdengo has really good defenses, so you can just take advantage of that and just pretty much like win the game from like being able to drop their stats. Overall, Gholdengo is just an incredibly well-rounded option, and its setup options just make it a super potent raid mon, and by far it is like the best option, I think. And it is just a super useful, and I'd recommend going through grinding those coins to get one, because wow, is it good. It's even good in team raids as well, and when you pair it with cats, specifically Berserker, it's incredibly strong. All right, guys, first off, thank you for watching the video. Second off, this Cubchoo tried to attack me and hug me. When it runs at you, it like tries to hug you, which is really funny. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that guide. I incredibly appreciate all the support as always. And I'm looking forward to making like more videos and guides for you guys to use. Make sure to let me know what you found helpful about, you know, the video down below, and make sure to check out all the other links down below if you guys would like to support me beyond YouTube. Once again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. I incredibly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.